No.
What was
Was
that?
that fireflies at what is that? Oh, note taker. Oh, that's yours, Mohammed.
You can't remove it. It's
You
finished.
cannot remove it?
Yeah, you can. You can.
No, you can remove
I'll,
it. It's finished. I use it freely to try it, and I have the trial period finished.
Oh.
Okay.
Because our sales guy is well the note taker, and we just have Copilot, so we can start the transcript and everything, but a little bit different than a note taker.
No, just
Oh,
they
so
give you like seven no meeting, and then I already had it because I always using team because translation. I'm doing translation for organization.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
how are you?
Good.
Fine.
Welcome.
All good. All good. All right. So very quickly, just giving you a bit of how we're gonna do the interview first. A little bit general introduction. I would say just a little bit about ourselves, and then that I'll go into a little bit more detail on tech systems, what tech system, how it works, and then we can dive into your CV and see your experiences, if that is okay for you.
Yes, right. That's great.
All right. So I'll start. So I'm Dries Withoek, delivery manager for Tech Systems Global Services in Brussels. So I am responsible for all our customers in Belgium and at the moment as well. I've now been with Tech Systems for almost 3 years. And before that, I was working for another company for 10 first as a Java developer, then function analyst and project manager. So yeah, the more organic growth, I would say. Next to work, I spend most of my time walking my dog as a Swiss Shepherd, and I do play some padel as well once a week. So yeah,
Wow, that's great.
Anne-Marie?
So I will present. So my name is Anne-Marie van Rens. I'm a global delivery manager within Tech Systems Global Services. I've been with Tech Systems for almost years now, and I'm responsible for the countries in mainland where we are located, and that is in the Netherlands, France, Switzerland, Sweden, or currently also in Spain, but we have no location there, but we are having an entity there, building up a bit of a nearshore center. And we're also going to expand into Germany. Not there yet, but we have a location there already from our staffing colleagues, but for TGS. So that is a mixture of several countries and also with all of its challenges. But we're looking now, so currently for Belgium and France. And next to that, my former work, I've been working in several roles as development manager, as product owner, change manager, service manager, people manager, several tasks, all in IT. And yeah, but happy to be here, still here at TGT. And from the personal side of view, I have. I'm happily married already for 26 years, and I have two sons, already grown up, 23 and 24 old. Yeah, and I'll stick to that.
That's really great. The most important, happy married.
Yes. Still happy, yes.
Yeah. For me, thank you first of all for having me for this opportunity. My name is Mohammed. I came from background where I have studied business analyst and agile methodology and IT. My experience Spain with the cross countries industries where I adapt the abilities and lead teams and also delivering successful projects. My academic journey starts from Palestine, where I am from originally. A bachelor degree. I was a lead student at my faculty. On the top, earned me Erasmus scholarship, and then I moved to Spain exchange program, where this experience enhanced my communication and cross-cultural collaboration. And then the main store, which is the second home country for me now, is Belgium, where I had my master degree in business and IT, and I specialize in business analysis and digital transformation, and also project management. And along my side of studies, I studied French and Dutch, which is take a lot of energy and effort. And I have B2 in Dutch and French. And I am ambassador also for organization for Flemish and Dutch organization here in Belgium. And further, I finished my program of trainingship in business analyst in my real, I would say like real phase of my master thesis. Yeah, so that I'm really happy to hear, and I have a lot of things, like a lot of experience I would share it.
I'm just thinking, we all speak Dutch. Dries speaks Dutch because you speak. We might as well switch to Dutch. Is that like easy for you, Mohammed? It's not like.
Voor mij, ik heb bereid alles in Nederlands. Ik heb alles gebereid in Nederlands. Daarom, sommigen, ik zeg, ik zal niet in mijn hoofd of mijn hersenen wasselen of zo. Sta je mee? Sommigen, voor mij, ik heb geen probleem, maar ja, dat is wat ik zal zeggen in Engels, dat is wat ik zal zeggen in Frans en Nederlands.
Wat is nou je taal wat je het makkelijkste spreekt zelf?
Voor mij altijd is eerst Engels en daarna Nederlands en Frans. Ik heb hier Nederlands, nu ik volg een cursus van Nederlands ook. Gisteren het was de eerste dag van mijn les van Nederlands over C1 in Nederlands. En ook Frans, maar ik heb geen probleem.
Goed om te horen. Nee, het Frans is wel heel belangrijk voor. Nederlands is komt ook heel handig, overigens, maar is niet een vereiste. Maar Frans is wel echt nodig, omdat we in Frankrijk ook echt support nodig hebben en dat er veel klanten in Frankrijk geen Engels spreken. Dus daar hebben we gewoon echt iemand nodig die goed Frans kan spreken. En het gros daarvan kan gewoon remote hoor, vanuit van hier. Maar af en toe moet er wel, moet wel een keer ook naar Frankrijk, naar Parijs gegaan worden. Maar dat is allemaal te overzien. Sorry, dus verder, dat even nog ik onderbrak jij een stukje voorstellen, omdat je het over alle had. Excuus. Was er nog meer wat jij wilde toevoegen? Of zullen we naar het gesprek, of net het gedeelte van het gesprek om even wat vragen te stellen en zo?
Het gaat er vanaf, ik zou graag geen Engels, ik zal het doen. Voor mij is, ik heb gesproken met jouw HR, ik weet niet, ze zegt is geen Engels. Geen Frans, geen Nederlands. Ik zeg, het maakt me niet uit.
We can speak English, that's fine.
It's so good.
Yes.
We can speak. The French part I cannot test, but we would do that in the second round. But just quick.
Ja, geen probleem. Moi, je me sens bien à l'aise quand je parle français aussi. Parce que j'ai fait énormément des efforts.
Très bien. Je parle un peu français, mais pas pour vraiment parler en professionnel.
Mais moi, je suis belge maintenant. Comment je dis que je suis belge, je ne parle pas français, tu vois? Pour ça, ça touche.
Ah oui, c'est ça?
Oui, je suis belge maintenant. Je reçois la nationalité belge la semaine passée. Comment je peux présenter que je suis belge et je ne parle pas français ni néerlandais? Sans honte. In Nederlands je zegt beschouwd. Het is hier beschouwd dat je spreekt niet de taal dat het is jouw moedertaal, ik weet niet. Zo lang. Ja, het is België en
zitten nuances.
Inderdaad.
We'll switch to English now.
Yes.
For now.
It's easy to switch between the three languages, so that's nice. No. Maybe just a very quick question. Did you hear about Tech Systems? You got contacted for this role, or
no? For me, I just was looking for international company. The main goal for me to look for international company. in certain point I have find it more interested for me in the level of integration, inclusivity, and these kind of values.
Mm. Okay. Well, I do have a question, but I'll first quickly go over the text a bit. So, as you said, the Tech Systems is an international company, so it is an US-based company. So they have a big market over there. And in the last couple 10 years, something like that, we have now moved also into the UK. We have both staffing and we provide also service. And we are now trying also to build out in our mainland Europe, we call it, which is, as Anne-Marie said, it's Netherlands, Sweden, France, Belgium, Switzerland, and now Spain. And we're trying to build that out as well in our service department. Tech Systems is originally, as I said, a staffing company, which means that it's very sales organization. So just to give you a little bit of explanation of how it works is that sales brings us a new opportunity. They then go and talk to pre-sales, or as we call it, solutions teams, who will translate the sales request into an actual feasible statement of work that we can actually deliver. So that will be then in cooperation with sales and both the delivery role. And then it's up to us as delivery to make sure that we maintain everything was promised in the statement of work to the customer, that we deliver that as well. We also have we have different types of levels of services that we provide. On the lower end, if I can call it like that, we have capacity-based, which is mainly more about people management with our consultant, making sure that things are going well, talking about the project that they're working on, seeing if there are problems, and also then reporting back with the customer on a basis. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we have where we are fully responsible for the project, so that we put in our own team with our own of Tech Systems, and then us as delivery will be more responsible, well, can be more as project manager instead of a global delivery manager. So that's a little bit the two ends of the spectrum, and then of course we can do anything in between depending on what the customer wants. It's a little bit in a nutshell what the role is.
Okay.
Any questions on that so far, or?
No, at this point, no. What I understand,
Okay.
the company, they are more like middling between other companies to make sure they are delivering the solution as planned, as promised, which is, I understand, they have different solution, different, they don't develop their own product by self. No,
Yeah, indeed,
they deliver, they sell the product that already in the market, but they are adapting and the solution based on the company and this.
Yeah, it can be that, or it can be also that the customer to us and says we want to migrate our entire solution to Azure or to AWS, for example, and then we provide the people and services to help them do that migration.
You work with both AWC and Azure. Azure.
Yeah,
Azure.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Okay,
So we are partners with AWS and Azure, and a couple Red Hat, I think, as well. ServiceNow. That's top of my head. There's probably more, but
I just know Azure because I had a training with Azure. AWC I was not lucky because the company, no, the organization, they don't work with Azure with the AWC. Even AWC more high scales, and a lot of company use AWC more than Azure.
Okay. Maybe one question already, because something you said piqued my interest where you said that you are looking for an international company. Can you maybe explain why you're looking more for an international setting?
Yeah, because for me I have international views, and where I have learned, I have the possibility to learn more about other people first, because at the end we are a human, and you have to work with a human, and every human, like every person, he speak different language, and the main language it is English, but at the meantime, and I'm always curious to learn the language of other people. This is one thing. Like I speak it Spanish, Italian, but not like French and Dutch, for example. This one point. The second point, it's open. It's like give me more opportunity to understand. Even is more. I have a lot of struggle with working with the broadly because if like a German people, not like a Dutch people, the way of delivering project, for example, in certain point, as they are low context, high context communication to the point, direct, like Spanish people. Yeah, this is what excites me to work in an international company and to have a high skills profile because I want to grow and I want to have a career path grows like internationally.
Okay.
And so you are coming from university now, right? And you've been doing some internships. Can you explain a little bit about that part? What you
Yes,
did, I think,
of course.
mainly the one that is more IT related, and I think that's the other one, isn't it? The one with the business consulting part, internship and better business startup.
Yes, like it's in the better business. It's like more about project and delivering the project where I have to talk with the stakeholders. Like the
Mm-hmm.
situation is was for startup this need help to structure their business and strategy as they don't know which market they have to enter it because in Belgium, Wallonia and Flanders, as this startup
Yeah.
helped helped the company to get B corporate certification. The task was responsible for leading the market research and financial modeling and process design for this startup. And my job at this point, I was facilitating and tracking the progress where I use Jira. Here's the first point where I use Jira for
Mm-hmm.
delivering the task. I conducting deliverable with other team as we have the main tools to deliver it. As the result was to optimize the market entry strategy. We focusing in textile in Wallonia
Mhm.
market more than Dutch market, as Dutch market we discovered more saturated, and I was on the top 10 of the project of consulting. Yeah, this is what I would say for this experience. And for the second experience I would say like it's about more about sales and data driven for bank company where
Yeah.
e-commerce they have problem with low sales and conversion rate, and the role was to analyze the sales, identify the point, the KPI, and provide insight. Where the action that I use here at this point, I use Excel and SQL and Tableau for visualizing the KPI, and then I create the report for this. Where I also the action was like about simplifying the process and categorizing the product and loyalty program also for this company, where at the end was has positive actions for the company where there is the has decrease the cart abandonment, where have they are increased the 20% improving the checkout for the orders, where I apply a lot of skills in this point. And the third project I would say, and then I mentioned I finished this is my thesis project, which is
Yeah.
the task here. I worked in BNP Bank, is fintech company. My
Yeah.
thesis project was to integrate security with the Scrum in the agile development process, and my objective was to mitigate the risk, to improve the sprint and efficiently. The action where I build like a framework for this process where I have to do work and I collaborate with the developer and security team and product managers in Scrum practices. Yeah, and the result was like to security. We figured out that this way of this model the security risk decreased by 30% in by sprint execution, and to become more efficient and compliant with the security standard.
And what was the security risk that you were talking about in that development team?
I was talking about the security in the fintech for banks. The risk like for example as a user, as a bank user, like could they receiving email pinching, or they have as a user, I'm talking the side from user, to pinching or for accidents, like attacking their phones for as a user.
Okay, yeah.
User
Yeah,
phone.
so really about application related and
Yes.
okay. Then I get what you mean. Okay, and so
Because
you did that?
because the literacy, I after conducting analysis, the literacy in Belgium, they have high attack in this domain fintech, I would say.
And what did you do then to reduce that risk
I use I build like I build a framework, and then I test this framework with the people who are working in the banks to see how it works.
And that framework was about how then
The
team would
framework
do
about
extra security checks or so?
yeah, the framework was about Scrum,
Yeah.
integrating in each phase the security in Scrum, and I use BBM, like business modeling process, for showing how it works and how we will deliver the project on it.
Yeah, so it was about, because Scrum is a way of working, right? So you can, but you're saying you made a framework where I can imagine that you made some sort of like rules or like hey, if the development team is developing something, then you need in an extra security test here or do an
like
extra test
security
there.
backlogs and
Yeah.
like champions security. Yeah, at this point.
Yeah. That okay. So that is what you've been working on to particularly on that
Yeah, and this
side
point.
of
Yeah.
the security to bring it up, because I can imagine indeed for a bank that is very important that there are no gaps in there, of
Yeah,
course.
because
Yeah.
because for me, I always fascinating. Like I had digital transformation courses, which opened my eyes for digital transformation and ERP system like SAP, Azure,
Yeah.
AWC, and at this point I say, okay, I want to do my thesis in this point, and in this point
Yeah.
where and then I learned more about Agile, as Agile is very big umbrella, and down there is Canva, Scrum, XP, Agile scales. There is a lot, and not all the company they followed as a standard, as a box. No, they adapted.
Hardly. Everyone, they all say we work Scrum or we work Agile, all have their own version of it,
Yeah,
right?
this is what I discovered during my thesis. Not all of them like following what most of steps they remove it. Some steps they add it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the overall knowledge is almost how to show agile and flexibility for proactive, for risk, for task. Yeah.
And what did you learn about the whole software development lifecycle in that process? Because there you were in touch a bit with IT teams and stuff. So what did you learn there?
Yeah, it's a really good question. You know, it is like also absorb, like I would say like absorb question, like because I have to work with the developer team and the security team. We are they are not the same way of communication. I would say the most important for me it was the level of communication, how I will communicate with the developer team. For me it was really important point to deliver the way of communication with the developer team, and the second with also stakeholders who will be impacted by my project, my analysis. Yeah, and then there is, I would say, like I really apply it during this project. It was about like risk, like stakeholders risk and stakeholders management, I would say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What is it, if you look at the software development life cycle, does that say on you? Does that ring a bell for you or not?
Yes, like from planning, from operation, from like from planning, for example, I use
Yes.
Agile. I use Jira.
Yeah.
Yeah, for prioritizing the task, progressing, like is done, this is not done, this is,
Yeah.
and this point I use this point for planning.
Yeah.
I use Jira, which is I learned Jira. What is Jira?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you go
We
for
know Jira. Yeah.
and then for planning, like execution, and then like circling is like DB. Well, I forget I forget the word, but it's what come to mind. Yeah, this is what I would say.
To kind of come back to when
Yes.
you go in the
And
loop,
also
you
like
reflect.
yeah,
And you, yeah.
like I would say like the basics language programming, like HTML and CSS and yeah, and Java, but Java not a lot because my job was not a lot in Java. Mostly I
Yeah.
the basics in HTML because I have to understand how the web works, because I need to understand the user experience and
Yeah.
SEO, like optimization, the the user experience. Yeah, like it's many, like coding, like there is low code now, for example, low code way of coding the website or the program. I don't need to use a lot of codes. Will be less code.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I would say. Like, yeah, and integrating. Every time you have to integrate and proactive for the problem that you will have it, and you have to accept the user is not satisfied. You have to adapt it. You have to receive feedback and take over, and it's ongoing process, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, and about that the environments that developing in, and then did you get any insight into that and how that works?
In the
How you get things into production and stuff?
in the production, I would mostly about user case and
Mhm.
like writing the user case and UML,
Yeah.
like this is the user case, and then deliver it to the developer teams, and then
Yeah.
the developer teams apply what is the user case, and then
Yeah.
you change it and you receive feedbacks from the user, and then you apply it over and over and over. Like
Yeah.
there is three, like I would say, like different user case. It depends what we need, what we expect from it, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah, this is what I was, yeah.
Sounds good. Let me see. What is it that I don't know? Sorry, I'm just continuing, please. But do you have any?
Yeah, well, my question was a little bit as well that you have some experience with business analysis and that aspect. So I was just curious to hear what in the delivery lead role that is most appealing to you.
For me, the delivery,
Yeah.
yeah. First of all, it will be like managing stakeholders. Because I need, as a business analyst, I will be bridging between clients and the developer team, where I have to communicate and understand the business needs and the technical execution which solution do I need to apply for it, and then I need to use like BBN, like business model and process, and UML, and then process optimization that help to ensure the requirement, because I need to write requirement as a business analyst. You need to write a well documented requirement and clear communication with the team to solve the challenging, I would say. And then you realize the stakeholder expectations.
Okay. So your attraction to the rollout for delivery is more the stakeholder management, then, correctly?
Yeah, yeah, I would say just this one point, then with other
Okay.
points also.
Yeah, of course.
Like
Yeah.
ensuring the provide like a project deliver service quality. We could like there is a quality assurance and takes IT tester, we could say it, like to structure your project and tracking the progress and resolve the issues, and each time you need to report, and then you need to learn tools for reporting. Which tool for reporting? Excel, uh, Power API, Tableau, for example, for visualizing data, something like this.
Okay. Okay. Um, you also said that you had already experience with stakeholder management from your business analysis perspective. Um, can you maybe give an example of where you had, well, where the stakeholders were not happy with the way that was done, and how did you manage that?
Yes, it's a really good question. For me, like it was in different, I would say, like in different with different experience. I had this problem, like I would say, and I have to handle it by in the project. What I remember, like in better business, and better in the better business, where I have to work on the data, on the tracking, on which market we need to to go inside. At this point, they say, okay, we need to go Wallonia because the economic in Wallonia in Flanders better, and they are very developed at this point. But from our perspective view, after conducting analysis, and I would say more structure and logical point of view, as always when you enter the market there is red and blue, and for us we present the logical framework and the structure, and then we told them this is the way that you could enter this market Wallonia based on this point, based on this number and this number and this number, and then they say okay, and then they accept the way that we deliver it, and then we see the result after that. And now this company, they finish the phase from startup to be in the series, I think A, if I'm not mistaken, because they get fund also. Yeah, this is in one point, and also in I would say also in like yeah, this is I want to say.
That's good.
Always there is yeah, always there is a
No.
conflict, and always you have to find the solution for this conflict to like win to win, I would say.
And how would you, generally speaking, how would you approach the best solution? Well, would you approach the best solution to the different stakeholders? So there is a conflict. You think of, how would you think of the best solution, and how would you bring that across to?
Ah, for me it depends. First, I would structure it always. Always you have like frameworking your job or your work. I would say like from where you would start. Like, okay, this is my stakeholder. Which kind of stakeholder they are? which kind, who will, like, there you have to conducting a document like stakeholder risk, stakeholder analysis, I would say. First of all, you will analyze the conflict point. Where is the conflict point? Misalignment, I would say, in the expectation. And then you go the communication gap. Like, is there is a communication between this person? Why this communication gap? Because maybe language, because the word, like choosing this word for French is not the same Dutch, I would say. And then I would say active listening, because listening is very important by facilitating, conducting a meeting. Okay, we have this problem. You conduct a meeting with this and understand his problem, his awareness, like his not happy, not satisfied, I would say. And then you put empathy on this place, and then you understand, okay, this is what's the problem, and then you structure it by workshop, and then you meetings one to one, and then you summarize it to the key point, and then you deliver the solution the possible way, and then you ask always questions.
Oh, good. I don't know, Anne-Marie, if you have any other, because I see we have, I think, about 5 minutes left.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have any questions for us, Mohammed?
Yes, I would really like about know about the project that you are,
Yeah.
and the structure of the teams of of the project that you conducting. For example, you said uh, in the in the I don't know how, which I know they have a high scales of industry, like for example
Mhm.
in one industry specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, indeed, for Belgium, we have a lot of different projects running, I would say. I think if we're looking at one specific industry, we can go to the financial industry, where I have two separate customers. And one of those customers, I have 8 different projects in total. And that's spread across 23 consultants at the moment. And that goes from Java development to ServiceNow development, also solution architects studying onto a new banking platform at the moment, people working on innovation from their internal system to a new internal system that is used globally. So it really depends quite a lot on the have a quite a varied let's say level of projects that we're doing.
Okay, okay. And these people, they take it training, for example, in certain point, or they have academic training ship, or
Most of these people that we're working with are mainly freelancers that we work with. So they have the knowledge, they have the experience. We don't really provide training as such, I would say, for freelance people. But if it's internal people, we then of course have some materials available. So we're also working with my customers for a sort of an emerging talent program where we hire the people internally, we train them, and after 2 years, the idea is that the customer will take them over. So there again a lot of differences that
okay,
you can
okay,
have.
okay. I would, okay, okay. I have, maybe I would say, like, last question. I always really be curious about this kind of question, about like the the biggest, like, challenging for these people. You would, I would say, that they have it during their job, or criticize that they receive it.
The biggest criticized are our people receive, you mean?
Yeah, for example, yeah, in certain project, like yeah, here is the difficult point, and then we could not fill it, and yeah, what these people need to fill it.
Um, I'm trying to think of an example. main problems that we find with freelance people or the consultants, at least that I've in Belgium, is that some of them work remotely, which also means that they're not always available, for example, which then if the customer needs them during the day, they're not reachable. So then the customer is, of course, not very happy with that. So in those cases, we just try to be a little bit closer on them, try to be more involved, make sure that they are really active, working on their computer, and then that's one thing that is one of the biggest criticisms that I have at the moment. So.
Okay, that's great. Okay, for me, I would say thank you. This is maybe the last question.
Yeah, that's perfect.
If I want to talk a
Perfect.
lot, we have a lot of questions about project, time of a project, and I'm always really curious about IT companies
Yeah.
and profiles of people and what they need as a skills to be more qualified, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I would say the advantage of tech systems is because of the fact that it's originally a staffing company. We have a very good team of recruiters who will find any profile that our customer needs. So that's a big advantage.
Ja, ja.
Definitely.
Oké.
Ja.
Het was een pleasure. Aangenaam kennis te maken. Het is helaas dat
Ja.
we
Hetzelfde.
kunnen niet praten in het Nederlands, maar misschien een andere keer. Ja.
Absoluut, absoluut.
Ja. Oké, dank u.
Dank u wel.
Een fijne
Dank u wel.
namiddag. En ik
Jij
ben
ook.
heel echt blij en ik wacht jouw antwoorden of jouw feedback om te zeggen.
Ja.
En ik hopelijk
Ja.
gaat goed.
Ja, inderdaad.
Ja.
Kimberly zal waarschijnlijk dan ook zeer snel bellen naar jou om de feedback te geven
Oké.
van het gesprek. Dus,
Oké.
alright.
Oké.
Goed.
Dankjewel.
Dankjewel.
Dank u. Bon après-midi.
Bon après-midi.
Bon après-midi.
Dag.
Bye.
Bye.